Hey friends, it's Kara, and then we'll get started opening our box. So today is box reveal, and friends, I get so excited about every single box. I know this is our second one, but our third one is already in the process of being cut and packaged and all the things, and I'm so excited about it. Okay, she says the sound is perfect, so we're gonna roll with it. All right, if you didn't already open your box, cut the tape and open the lid. Hello, Miss Kristen. Hello, Melissa. Gosh, I'm so excited. So my eyes have been burning all day. So if it looks like I'm crying, I promise I'm not. I'm super happy to be here. I just got done running errands and I needed to go scrub my contacts, but I didn't have time. So bear with me. All right, so I'm going to show you what all is in your box. Hello, Miss Laura. You're not late, honey. I just started. I'm going to show you what all is in your box. Friends, this box was so fragile, okay? It took literally, each one of these was a 45-minute cutout to do all of the pieces. So this box was super special, but I also hope and pray that they all made it in transit. I learned a lesson to probably not do something quite this fragile again, but guys, this one is so worth it. So let me just show you all your pieces, and then I'm going to show you what it's going to look like finished, and then we'll get started. Okay, so you have two base pieces. Mine looks like it has a hole in it, but it doesn't. It's just the wood. Then you have three pieces that make up your floral teapot. The handle goes in the middle. Okay, so you've got these three pieces. You have banner pieces, which if you look behind me, this is our banner. And on the end, there are floral pieces. Okay, so I kind of posted in the group that I had to make a quick trip to, I forgot to grab the other paper. I had to make a quick trip to Columbus last week to grab some paper. Well, 2 weeks ago. And it's because with all of the snowstorm, Hobby Lobby did not get the shipment that I ordered in, and I needed 15 sheets of this paper. And guys, this paper was the inspiration behind the whole box. I don't know if y'all can see, but it's a foil, a gold foil pattern. So this was what the whole box hinged around. So then we've got 7 of these banner pieces. And 2 of them are plain. That's where the paper will go. And then the other ones spell out the word bloom. Okay, so I've got those. On the 2 end pieces, we're actually going to be Mod Podging this scrapbook paper on. You've also got your twine for your banner. You have a, what do you call these brushes? Foam brush for Mod Podge. Yay, Laura, I'm so glad. Okay, there are a few of you. I want to tell you real quick, I'm using StreamYard so that y'all can see my table and me. And if you don't tell Facebook that it's okay to show me your name, I don't know who's commenting. So somebody said hey, and somebody else said hey, and I'm not sure who it is. So if you want me to be able to see who it is, just make sure you let Facebook know it's okay to show me. All right. You've got 3, actually you have 2 pots, I believe, like this. And then you have 4 little ones like this. Mine is different just because I had already packaged this, so I kept it that way. Oh, you have 3. You have a white paint, a turquoise paint, one that says Mod Podge on the top. Then you also have this pink, you have a shimmery gold, and a yellow. You have a paintbrush, a makeup sponge, and a glove. And then this little piece that is actually the top of the flower pot. And then you've got your super glue, and you have a big piece of this gold ribbon. All right, so now that we've gone through, I will tell you your paper, you're going to want to get your paper out, or you're going to want to grab a disposable plate And the only other thing that you're going to need this month, and I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you all ahead of time, scissors. You're going to need scissors to cut your scrapbook paper. So I am, all right, we're going to get started. So the first thing we're going to do, y'all know I like to paint in as few coats as possible and maximize our time. So I am going to, first and foremost, I'm going to actually start with these gold letters. So Bloom, I'm going to lay these letters out. And if you have, am I trying to think, painter's tape, you could use painter's tape. This is just kind of a tool that I think is very helpful. It's not necessary, but it's very helpful to get all your letters to not wiggle around while you're trying to paint them. Bring that down just a little bit. So I'm going to kind of stick my letters just to a little bit of this. And if you've ordered a kit lately, if you've ordered like a tiered tray kit, you may have noticed we have started putting the tiered tray kits together with, let me see if I can change this angle, with painter's tape so that you could reuse it by doing this. Yes. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. Yes, I'm going to show you the finished project. Look. Okay, so you have this piece, which is 3 layers, and then the bottom is 2 tiers. And then you have the Bloom banner. So I decorated my whole fireplace. I had this up top with, I've got some like farmhouse decor, and this added just such a fun pop of color. Okay. And I don't know if y'all can see, but we achieved like a dark pink, a light pink, this light turquoise, and 3 different greens just with the colors that I sent you. So I'm so sorry. Whoever asked me, are you going to show the finished project? I don't know who that is, but yes, I apologize for that. I just got so excited. I jumped right in. All right, so I'm going to set this, see if I can put it somewhere where you could see it. I don't think I can put it there because I'm going to hit it whenever I'm trying to paint. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this open, and you can put your glove on if you want to. I'm just going to kind of get messy. But the first one I popped open is the gold, and I'm going to use a paintbrush. You might want some water and something like a paper towel or something to have handy. All right, so I'm just going to put a quick coat of gold on these letters. Hey, love, I'm not sure who it is. Make sure you let Facebook know I can see your name so that I can say hi to you, whoever it is that just said hello. All right. So we're just going to quickly put this bright gold on, and we're actually going to put 2 coats, maybe more. I don't know how many it'll take. But I love that it is gold and shimmery, just like the paper. So I thought that would be really pretty to go with the paper. Yeah, I always keep painter's tape now at all my craft tables because over at the house and over here, because I love the trick of like tacking it down and then my letters don't go flying around. Y'all see how pretty and shimmery that is? And it doesn't really take very much paint. I know that these little pots don't seem very big, but they actually go quite a ways. I want to tell y'all a funny story. Can we chat while we do our craft tonight? So y'all know my business is Kinsley's Creative Palette, and my daughter's name is Kinsley. Well, funny story. When we moved here 4 years ago, our neighbors came and brought us a tray of Christmas like cookies and goodies, and the lady brought her granddaughter with her. And so they knocked on the door and, they were introducing themselves. And I introduced my kids and I said, this is Kinsley and this is Ruddick. And the grandma goes, oh my gosh, that's her name too. So we moved right next door to another Kinsley. Well, a couple weeks ago, y'all may have seen, hey, Alicia, y'all may have seen that I posted, if you're friends with me personally, I posted and said I was looking for somebody to come and kind of help me part-time a few days a week at the studio. And I was kind of looking for a high school or middle school student just because I thought, if they, it's just a few hours a week, it's not a lot. And Kinsley from next door said she wanted. No, there's not an instruction sheet for this one. So basically, I'm just going to kind of go through this and then you'll be able to go back and watch the video again. But it's pretty straightforward. So no, I did not do an instruction sheet. All right, so I did this gold. So now both Kinsleys have been working with me, and it is so fun. It is so fun to see both of them. Like they laugh and they giggle and they have a good time. So just thought that was really funny that I ended up with two Kinsleys. And that's not really that unique or not that normal of a name. So I need to grab, actually, I'll just wring these out. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe this brush off. I'm gonna use the same brush. You could either use a brush or your makeup sponge. I think I might actually do that. I'm gonna put my glove on and use my makeup sponge and start putting this white on. Okay, so I just want to coat the whole thing white. Now, if you don't want to coat yours white, if you want to leave it natural colored, you can totally do that. Break the rules, think outside of the box, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to put a good coat of white on here. Yes, they have developed a friendship. And so they kind of were friends when we first moved here, and they go to different schools. And so I won't say they grew apart, but like we just didn't see them as much. And so it's been really neat because they're only a year apart, and they're very similar. So, okay, so I got a quick coat on that. I'm going to set this off to the side. And I'm going to do a quick coat on this. I'm just painting it white. Got some glitter on my table here. Some glitter in my paint. How many of y'all are hoping that by doing this project, we bring spring in full bloom, like right away? Who all's hoping that? I know I kind of am. We had a lot of snow and it was nice, and now I'm ready to, like, I don't know, either be done with the snow or have more pretty snow, not like the dirty stuff that's still laying all over the streets. All right. Okay, so you may need to do several coats, which is why we started with this lighter color. I thought I might need to do another coat on the gold, but it actually looks really vibrant. So I'm probably going to leave mine just like that. Now I am getting the sides, and I'm going to set this off to the side. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do over here, I'm going to move these. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what? We are kind of in the full spring right now where it seems like it's going to be warmer, but it's probably not. All right, so I'm going to use the same makeup sponge. And I'm only going to grab these top two. Well, I've got all three layers, but I'm going to paint the top two layers. And let me tilt my camera back toward me so you can see. Now I'm going to go into my light turquoise. And you might have to mix yours up a little bit. You might need to use a toothpick or something to mix it up. Oh, what am I doing? You don't have to do this. Sorry. Ignore this. We're going to do this whole piece, and then we're going to do just right here, the like handle and the spout. This is my handle. Here's my handle, and here's my spout. We're going to do those two pieces. And then we're going to do the sides, but we're not going to do the sides yet. got that part. And then we're going to do just right up to where the flowers start. Okay, who told me they have flowers starting to come up? I actually saw my daffodils, my bulbs are starting to come up yesterday, and I was so excited. So we have moved so many times. Like, it's ridiculous how many times we've moved. And it always makes me excited when something that I planted starts to come back up. And that was something that I planted. I actually think my friend Alicia, that is probably watching right now, that she gave them to me at my grand opening. I could be wrong. Either her or Desiree Chima, one of my local friends, gave me flowers for my grand opening. And I planted them after they were... Oh, Diana. Hi. So I planted them after they, I was done with them in here, and they come up every year. So super exciting. All right. I've got, like I said, ignore this part, but I do have these two parts painted. I'm going to move them off to the side. Remember, we're trying to paint. I don't want you to have to take a long time with this project because I know that y'all are busy. So I want to go ahead and move to the next part, which is these pieces. Same color of paint, which is why I went straight to these. I'm going to set them out so that you can see most of it. I don't want to get it on my gold though. Let's see. Okay, now just put a quick coat on here. Now I did etch these so that you would be able to see where to put your letters after you paint. These are probably going to take 2 light coats of this turquoise. Uh-oh. Got a little bit right there. These kits are your therapy. Oh, I bet that they are pretty. Our rose bushes are not like, they did well the first year we were here, and then I think I cut them back too far. Hi, Tessa. So Tessa is one of my local friends, and I'm so glad you're on tonight. She's a school teacher. Yeah, so these kits are my therapy too. Honestly, guys, I don't get to paint nearly as often as you would think I do. And so I'm painting all day tomorrow. And so it was kind of like tonight was like the kickoff to painting all the things. We've got the virtual paint party door hanger. I'm recording that video tomorrow. I've got another video that I'm recording. So I am super excited that today was just kind of the kickstart to painting all the things. I'm trying to find room to set all this stuff so I don't put my hands in it, so y'all can still see. Did anyone have a friend that signed up last month that I missed? I sent out the bonus for the hashtag, which I wanted to talk to y'all about the hashtag. The idea of it, yes, you can always share in the group. That is so awesome. I love seeing all of your pictures, but I actually do it too so that you can get referrals. So the idea is if you get your box in the mail and you get super excited and you want to share with your friends, you get to share like, hey, I just got this box in the mail. It's a surprise. And then when you hashtag it, I know you shared. And so you get entries. And if you get a friend sign up, you automatically get a bonus in your next box. So like the bonus this past month was, it was a set of letters, and it had paint, a set of letters, and then some glittery shamrocks so that you could flip this over, paint the other side, and make it reversible for St. Patrick's Day. So I thought it was a fun little addition to the box. All right, friends, I'm going to go back and I'm going to start putting a second coat on this because it's already drying. If you put thin coats on, you're going to be able to paint so much faster because it's going to dry so much faster. So whereas you think you might want to do thick coats, you're actually kind of shooting yourself in the foot because it won't dry as fast and you can't do as many coats. All right, I'm going to get 2 coats on all of this. Yes, Tessa, I am. Going to do the kids. I've got to get past a couple things this week, and then I actually have the projects picked out for the next box for the kids add-ons. And the way I was planning on doing that is I'm going to just put a secret product on the website so that if you want to add on the kids product for that month, you can just do it. And as long as you buy it before the boxes are shipped, I can add it. Like I can put it right in your box, and that way you won't pay shipping additionally for the kids part. Or in your case, you're local, so it doesn't matter. But so it would just be a hidden product that I'm not selling to the public, but that would be on the website for you guys. All right, I'm going to grab this and do another coat on here. Yeah, so we were looking, my friend Alyssa and I were just kind of looking around at different project ideas. And we found something that would be super cute for Mother's Day. And what we thought is it would be good to give grandmothers, aunts, if they, if you celebrate Mother's Day and acknowledge your aunt, maybe they don't have children, or it would just be a really cute gift for them. So you'll be able to order as many as you want if you did want to use them, for a gift, but they'll just be added on. It'll just be a separate product, and I'll send out an email and say that it's up. And if you wanted to add it to your kit, you just have to buy it before the kit's package and ship. So yep, we are going to do it, but it is super cute. All right. So one thing I'm going to do real quick before I move on is I'm going to grab these 2, and I want to let me show you on here. Okay. It's kind of hard to see, but there's kind of a streaky effect. I want to get that streaky effect, and I'm just going to do that with a little bit of white. So you can pour your paint just a little bit, maybe out on, here, you can't see that. Let me put this somewhere where you'll be able to see it. Maybe right here. Just going to put just a tiny bit out onto my paper because I don't want to contaminate this paint container because I might need the white again. But I'm just going to get a little bit in here. I'm going to blot most of it off. And then I'm going to just kind of do some streaks in here. And it almost makes it look, I'm not doing it quite as streaky. This is going to be more of like it would be maybe a hammered or a textured look. If y'all can see that. Let me show you there. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit of dimension to it with this. That way it doesn't just look like straight turquoise paint. So that added just a little bit of dimension to it. I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to go ahead and do another coat of white on my bases. So I'm going to set this. I'm running out of spots. You can wash your makeup sponges, and so you can reuse them, or you could switch and use your paintbrush, whatever you want to do. I'm going to wash this makeup sponge real quick. I've got some water over here. I'm squeezing it out, and then I'm going to go back into my white, and I'm going to paint another coat on these bases. So I'm going to move that. Put this right here. So another quick coat, getting those sides real good. Okay. All right. So I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram or watch my Facebook stories, but I caught my laser on fire last week. It was super fun. Total sarcasm. And it took me until yesterday to really get it fixed. So I was hustling to get all of the virtual paint party orders shipped today so that they could go out and get to everyone. They're not due until the 5th, but I like to get them out to y'all a little bit earlier. So we dropped all those off this afternoon. And guys, I can't wait. We're painting this month an umbrella with spring flowers. It has tulips and daffodils, and you can pick whatever colors you want to do it. I'm going to do, I think, kind of like the same color scheme. And it'll kind of have a light green, turquoise, pinks. So it's going to be super pretty. All right, I'm going to set this other piece over here. Now, that white is probably going to need another coat, but we're not going to stress about it. Just going to leave it. I'm going to move the bloom out of the way so we can get started painting the flowers. So in order to do that, I'm going to take this off for just a second. And then I'm going to pick these up. Be very gentle with your letters if you put them onto tape, just because they can get messed up and they can break. So you don't ever want to use masking tape. You always want to use painter's tape because it doesn't have as much sticky to it. I got a little turquoise on here, so I'm touching up that one little tip. Okay, so I'm going to set these off to the side. See if there's any other ones that need touch-ups. I love this shimmer. Gold is my favorite. Friends, y'all should have plenty of paint left that you can kind of start saving these little containers if you have some left, especially like the gold. And then if you have little projects you want to do, or you want to do a canvas painting or something like that, you'll have all these fun little colors that you can grab. Okay, so let me move this over here. This one, let's see, trying to see in the camera how to, let's try that. And I've got this one. And I'm going to move this little guy. Okay. I'm going to move this one out of the way. And I'm going to grab this. Now, be very careful with these. Remember, they're very fragile. Okay. So I'm going to start painting these flowers. Now, in order to achieve all those different colors with just these 3 colors, you're going to do some mixing. And you can get as creative as you want with this mixing. I'm just going to kind of show you some of the, the opportunity, I guess I'll say. All right. So I've got, I don't want my turquoise. I want my green. We're going to start with the green. I'm going to do the flowers first, or the leaves first. That brush, it's in the water. So let me grab my paintbrush, and I've got straight green. I'm going into straight green first, and I'm going to pick just a couple of the leaves that I want to be this straight green. And we're going to go ahead and paint those. Uh-oh. What'd you say, Dwayna? And then I'm going to turn this. And I'm going to paint this one. This green. It doesn't take very much paint. I'm just dipping in here and getting a little bit. And then I'm going to do, I'll do this leaf on this front part. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to put a little bit of this green out on my paper. I'm going to close that up. Then I'm going to get a little bit of yellow. And I'm just going to kind of put just a tiny bit of yellow with that green. Now, I don't have to mix all that I just got out. But I just want to make a brighter, more citrusy color. Just kind of mix it until you're happy with it. Just trying to make a new green. Okay, I kind of like that. Now I'm going to paint this one. I don't know if y'all can see how much brighter that is. It's still in the same color family, but it's just brighter. And I think I'm going to do this one over here, these two little leaves on the front. And this brighter. And then, let's see, I'm trying to look at how they're going to be stacked because I don't want the same leaves right on top of, like the same color leaves right on top of each other. I think I may do this one right here in the middle. I'm going to need a little bit more of that green. How did I pick this month's project? So this month's project was inspired by the scrapbook paper that is in your kit. There's two little pieces. This scrapbook paper right here. It was gold, foil, and shimmery, and just gorgeous colors. And I saw it, and I knew that I had to create a box around it. So that is how this box came to be. I need to get a little bit more yellow in there. There you go. Okay. So that is how this box came to be. And yes, I love these too. You just have to be very, very gentle with them because they're very fragile. And I'm hoping that they all made it pretty and packaged because that was, it's kind of nerve-wracking. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some white down here in my green mess. We're going to lighten this up. So now we're making a third green. And this one's going to be way lighter. You don't have to go that light if you don't want to. You could mix, you could mix some more in. Just get it how you want it. And then I'm going to start putting this on. Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was beautiful too. And it was so beautiful that my store kept running out of it. When I would go in, I'd buy all they had. And I special ordered it. And then when the what do you call it? The truck got canceled because of the storm. I called around to every Hobby Lobby within a 60-mile radius, and I had to find one that had enough of this paper. And so my kids and I drove up. I don't know if y'all remember me posting, but I was going to go live one night, and I ended up having to postpone it until the next day because we had to make a quick trip to Columbus and the weather was bad. And it's because I needed this paper so I could ship y'all's boxes. Oh, okay. I've got that little piece. I'm going to do a couple of these stems. They don't, there's not a lot of color on the stems, but just so we get a little bit of variation. A couple of these. And then I think I'll do this back one in this bright color. It's kind of bright green. I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm kind of stabilizing these really thin floral elements while I paint them, just because you don't want the paintbrush to snap them right off. The force of it. I cannot wait to ship next month's boxes to y'all. They are so awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I've got about half of them already cut. I've been trying to get ahead. Okay. Uh-oh. Did I just write all over me? So, okay. I'm going to get a little bit more of this lighter color. And now I'm going to come and turn this around. And I'm going to do the branch part of these. Now I want to leave the tips because we're going to paint those like little flower buds. Okay. And then I think I'm going to go back to just that straight green and do a little bit. So I'm going to get some of that on here. And then I'm just going to color in a little bit of this. Same thing on these little ones that have kind of the round balls. You just want to leave the tips wood color for now. All right, I'm going to set that right there. I'm going to turn this one. Oh, I want to get this stem real quick. So I painted this, but I didn't do this last stem. I'm going to paint it this darker. Let me set that one off to the side. And I'm going to do this middle piece, this straight green. It is eerily quiet over here. Okay, I think I have all my greenery painted. So now it's time to add some color. But I think before we do that, I want to go ahead and Mod Podge our paper. So I'm going to show you how to do it. And then I'm going to jump up for just a second because I have my other sheet of paper. I accidentally only got one instead of two. So I need to grab the other one. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and then I will jump up and grab the other piece. Now, I'm going to set a plate down just because I've got like this huge mess, and I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So you're just going to take your Mod Podge, and you're going to take this brush, your foam brush, and you're going to stick it in there. You don't have to get too much. I mean, you don't want to overdo it, but you want enough that you're going to cover this before it dries. So just brush this on all the way to the edge. Actually, I want y'all to wait just a second. I need to cut this down. So let me use this as my template. I'm going to use this as my template. I'm going to set it on here. And then I'm going to use my scissors and I'm going to cut this excess. I'm going to grab just a pen and mark this off real quick. Let me turn it this way. That'd be better. Okay, so I'm just going to do it just like this. And then I'm going to set it down and I'm going to mark like this. And then we're going to cut this out. Okay, so let's just cut right here. Okay, and then where I Mod Podged, I'm going to get a little bit more because it's a little bit dry right here. All right, now make sure your Mod Podge is good and wet and you have a good coat on there. And then you're just going to take your paper and you're just going to set this down right on top of here and smooth it down. And just smooth it down. Okay. Push. Okay. Then you're going to take your Mod Podge again, your brush, and you're just going to do a quick coat right over the top. And the reason you're going to do the coat over the top is because the scrapbook paper can't, thank you, Wendy. The scrapbook paper can absorb, like if was smoke on in your chimney or whatever, it can get that dingy look. So this just kind of gives it a quick layer of protectant. Now we're going to let this dry. Now we can hit this with the blow dryer if it's not dry in time for us to move on to the next part. I'm going to go grab that other piece of scrapbook paper really quick so I can put this part together for you. Okay, so sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. Just going to Mod Podge all over it. We're going to set it. Oh, I forgot to trace it. Let me trace this real fast. Let's see. Set this down. And trace it. Cut that out. And then we're going to put it on here. Smooth it down. And put another quick coat over the top. And then we'll paint our flowers. We can start putting everything together. Now we just have a bunch of pieces. Oh, didn't get that down. Good. Okay, so now I've got both of these ready to dry. So I'm going to set these off to the side. And now we are going to paint our flowers. If you find that your base needs another coat, your white, you can go ahead and do that now. I'm going to skip that part. I'm going to stick my Mod Podge brush in the water. And then I'm going to grab my little paintbrush. And I'm just kind of wringing it out because I forgot my microfiber towel. So I literally, guys, I just squeeze all the water out. And then I'm going to grab this. We'll start with this middle part. Set this here so y'all can see. Okay, we're going to start right here, and I'm going to get some pink, and I'm going to do the same thing as I did before with my paper. I'm just going to put some down here. I'm going to put some yellow down. Got some pink on my fingers. I'm just going to grab a little bit of that. I'm going to paint part of these flowers or these little dots. I'm going to do some of them pink. And this is just straight pink. So I didn't change this color. I didn't add white or yellow or anything to it. Like that. Same thing. You kind of want to keep these supported so they don't break. All right, now I'm going to get some white. And I'm going to, hold on, let me see if I can show that to you. There we go. Okay. And get some white and put some out on my paper. And I'm just kind of mixing the white and the pink to make a light pink. I'm going to do these little ones over here, light pink. So now I have dark and light pink little, whatever those are called. I don't know, buds. I'm going to grab this piece next. And I want to do these flowers or buds that are right along here. And on the sample, we did light on the main part and then dark on the other part. So I'm going to do light. And you could do white if you want to. I'm going to do the light pink since it's already on my brush. And I'm going to get some of that paint out of here. And I'm going to go back into the darker pink. I'm going to do that little ball part right there. Okay, so that part is done. And I love how it's different colors, how it's the light and the dark. So I'm going to set this one off to the side. Then I'm going to grab this one. Okay, this one is super fun. On my sample, we have a turquoise flower. And then we have two pink, a light and a dark. So I'm going to kind of go with that same idea. Let me show you the sample again. I'll see that. And I'll try to keep that right there while I paint this. So dark in the middle. Ah, whoops. I'm going to put just a coat of just all dark pink. And then we can come back and add a little bit of texture to it. I actually think, now that I'm looking at it, I think I want this to be bright yellow, this flower right here. So this one, I think I want to make bright yellow. So I'm going to do this one light pink. So I'm just going to dip into my white. I've still got pink on my brush. So I'm going to dip straight into white, and it's going to just kind of mix those two colors together. And what I'm left with is this really pretty baby pink. Put a quick coat on there. Okay. Now I've got the light pink and the dark pink. I'm going to do another quick coat of this dark pink just because I got some turquoise on there and I need to make sure I cover it up. All right. So now I'm going to get just a tiny bit of white, and right here in the middle, I'm just going to kind of brush outward just barely so that it's kind of a little bit lighter right there in the middle. Just a little bit. There we go. So now it has just a slight light part in the middle. And then I think in this other one, I think I'm going to get a little bit of yellow and mix it with this pink. I think we're going to do the tips of this, kind of a yellowish, orangey color. You can go back and blend this a little bit more if you want to. I just want the petals to have a little bit more dimension. Can y'all see that? It's almost like an orangey yellow. Okay, so now I'm going to rinse this brush and I'm going to go straight into my yellow. I might put a little bit of white just because yellow is so transparent. Let's see how that looks with the first coat. Oh, I think this is going to be good. Okay, so straight yellow is what I did. And I love this bright yellow. I don't think it's even going to need 2 coats. Turn it. All right, so there is my bright yellow flower. Yay! Love it, love it, love it. I'm going to paint the middles of these flowers yellow, the middle of these two, the pink one and the pinky orange. It's okay if you get a little bit out of the lines. Don't worry about it. I'm going to paint the middle of the yellow one white. So I'm rinsing my brush out. I'm just squeezing the water out, and I'm going to get a little bit of white. Oh, I love that. Okay, yes, I'm very glad I did that. Okay, so there are my flowers. Gosh, look how pretty those are. And I just realized that we didn't paint this little piece. So before we start putting it all together, and we are still going to have to use the turquoise again. So don't worry. I'm going to put my lids back on my paint in case I need to use them again. They'll be good and juicy. Oh, okay. I got all those, and then I need my turquoise paint. Where did I put it? There it is. All right. And I'm just going to use a brush this time. Isn't it fun, though, all the different colors that you can make with just a few colors? I love it. All right, I'm going to move this plate out of the way. Go back to this disastrous paint mess right here. I'm just painting this turquoise. And then we're going to start gluing our letters on our banner. Now, if you need to do another coat, I think I will do that while we are waiting for this other to dry. I'm going to do another quick coat of white. Throw that in the water. And there's my white paint. So I'm just going to put another quick coat of white, making sure that I get these edges so that I can kind of disguise the edges. You'll see that. I'm going to do this side. Okay, set that one right there. And then I'm going to do this one. I just slung some white paint. Did y'all see that? I get kind of messy. It's kind of therapeutic though. Move that paper piece out of the way. Okay, so now I've got a third coat on all of these white pieces. Try not to get that on my computer. Okay, threw that makeup sponge in the water. Make sure my hands are not really dirty. And I'm going to start gluing the letters on these banner pieces. So all these are dry. So I'm going to kind of stack those up so that they're not, don't have so much stuff in the way. Oh, guys, look how pretty that turned out. Okay, so we'll glue all that together in a minute. I'm going to do the bloom banner. Get this out of the way. And I'm going to grab my super glue. All right. I think this one, I'm trying to see, did it open when I squeezed it on? Let's see. Open this one up. Nope. Okay. So I need to puncture this top. If it has a thing in here. Yep. There you go. Sorry. So use this part of the lid to puncture the top. And then it starts squirting out. And friends, you don't need very much glue. Oh, there they are. Hey, I'm live, guys. Nope, I'm live. You're going to have to go off. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. I said I'm live, baby. Oh, my kids love to drop in on me when I'm over here. That one worries about me, though, I have to say. It's kind of sweet. All right, so just a little bit of glue in a couple places, and then that letter will tack right down. And look how gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to do all of these. Like I said, you don't need much glue at all. Just a tiny bit. I need my L. Just set it on there for, I don't know, a couple seconds. Press down. Then you can move it off to the side and let it dry. Okay. Now, and I'm doing them in order just because I'm anal like that. But you don't have to do yours in order. You can break the rules. Oh. So I'm dying to know, did anyone guess what the project was from the sneak peek pictures this month? I would love to know if y'all were able to guess. I try, oh, no. I try to make my sneak peek pictures so that it's really hard to tell because I want y'all to be surprised. But I always wonder, like, oh, did I give too much away? So I'd love to know. All right, I'm going to open up my gold because I just messed that up a little bit. Oh, and then I super glued my finger to it. So I need a little bit more. Let me super glue this again. Oh, good. You had no clue. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Okay, let me grab this and do a little bit of touch up on the gold. And look what I did. When I was reaching for the my little thing of paint, I got some pink on there. So I'm going to go ahead and dip in here so it can start drying. Dip in my turquoise and touch that up. Okay, now I'm going to move that one off to the side. And we'll do the M. Friends, my M got stuck to my paper over here, so mine split. That's the hard part about these fragile pieces, but I can totally fix it. I'm just going to slide it right under there, and you and me are going to be the only ones that know that letter broke. Not even going to be able to tell. Okay, so there is our last letter. So now we have our Mod Podge pieces. I'm going to stack these up. And those are dry, by the way. And then this one is a little bit wet. That's okay. I'm going to stack all these up. This one needs a tiny bit of touch up. Friends, this is kind of that point in the project where I start like touching everything up and making sure it's exactly the way I want it. Okay, so I've got all those stacked up. Now, before we glue all of this, actually, I think I might, yeah, before we glue it, I'm going to hold these together. If you want to paint the back, you absolutely can paint the back of it. I'm not going to paint the back of mine, but now I am going to paint these sides so that if you look at it from the side, you don't see just the raw edges. You have plenty of paint, though, if you want to paint the back. And you don't need to paint the bottom. Okay, I'm going to flip it around. Get in here. Oops. Got my thinking face on. Oh. It reminds me of when my mom used to be putting her mascara on and she'd open her mouth and like make a funny face. And I'm like, oh, I'm not ever going to do that when I'm putting my mascara on. And guess what I do now when I put my mascara on? Open my mouth, make a funny face. Okay, so if you wanted to throw, like I said, a quick coat of paint on the back, you totally can. But the main thing for me was I wanted to make sure that when I saw it from the sides that I wasn't going to see just raw edge. Now this is probably, I'm going to do another little bit of paint because it's soaking in there. Another quick coat. So you get a sneak peek of next month. So if I tried to give you a sneak peek of next month's right now, I would give it all away because it's sitting right next to me. So instead, what I'll tell you is we will be opening up for just a few days from the 5th to the 10th, I believe are the dates for the new members for the DIY box. We'll take 20 new people this next month. And when we do that, I will put up sneak peek pics. and they're awesome. So still, I hope you can't figure it out, because that's kind of the idea, is I don't want you to be able to figure it out. I want it to be a surprise, but it's totally different from this month and from last month. It's completely different. So I'm excited and can't wait. So yeah, you'll get to see sneak peek pictures on around March the 5th. I try to get through with the virtual paint party stuff, the door hanger, and get all that video processed and in the vault and everything, and then go back to home decor box, kind of bounce back and forth. So that's what I will be working on after today for the next few days, is getting everything finalized for that and in our vault. Okay, so there, my sides are painted. Happy with those. So I'm ready to start gluing. Did get a little bit of white paint on there. Okay, so I'm going to get my super glue. The main thing is you want these bottom edges to meet up. So we want to make sure that when we glue this, that the bottoms meet up. I'm just going to put not a ton of glue. Put some glue on there. And then set it on. And then I'm going to flip this over, because I put glue on that first part. Now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to glue this part. I'm not putting very much glue. Okay, get that out of the way. But make sure, this is really important, that your bottoms match up, and then just hold it together. Probably like, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds. The wood warps slightly just because of humidity and everything else. And so I like to just make sure I hold it long enough that it can catch. All right, while I'm holding this with this hand, I'm going to put some glue. Oh, y'all can't see this part. Let me move it up here. Right here. I'm going to put some glue right along here. And then I'm going to set this right centered on this base. Just kind of center it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to center it on that base, and then I'm just going to hold it down with my fingers. Okay, just long enough to get it to hold. I'm going to pick this up. I've got all these pieces together. Okay, I've got all these. They're glued together. We're going to put glue right in here. Squeeze from the bottom. And now we're going to hold this. We're going to set it down in that slot. Get it in there. Make sure it gets in that slot. And then you're just going to kind of hold it in there and make sure that it gets good and set. And once you're comfortable that it's going to stay, you can do, and we could do this part before, I just forgot, but you can put this little piece on. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this little piece and hold it right there in place. So it's just like the front of the pot. You see that? I'm so glad you like it. You know, it's funny because anytime I put a new project out there, I'm like, oh, I hope they like it as much as I do. And then I'm not going to lie. The day I go to release the project, I'm like, this is crap. They're not going to like it at all. So I'm always really excited. Y'all know I suffer from anxiety and depression. Like that's just part of it, is I second guess myself a lot. But friends, how cute is this? Isn't it so pretty? I'm gonna do a close up this way. Look how pretty all those colors. And you could make, if you mix your pink and your yellow together, you could make just orange if you wanted a bright orange flower. All right, so I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to show you the difference in just slightly changing the colors. See how I did this one in the bright yellow, and then this one has the turquoise and the lighter pink in the dark, and this one has some orange in it. So you can do whatever you want, make it your own, but you can really do a lot with just those few colors that we sent this month. All right, so that is off to the side. I'm going to put my top on my glue because I think I'm done with the glue. Okay, friends, so you got a big long piece of this. What you're essentially going to do, you're going to need 14 pieces. So you're going to take this and you're going to divide it in half, all the way half, okay? And you're going to cut. And then you're going to take that, each one of those pieces, and you're now going to have 2. And you need to make that into 7. So you're going to do it in half again. And you're just going to kind of cut like here, here, and just so that you have about 4 to 5 inch. I think they're 5 inch, I believe. About 5 inch pieces is what we're going for. So you could like just do all of them at once if you want. You don't have to, put it in half if you don't want to. But the idea is you're going to have 14 pieces that are about 5 inches. I'm just going to cut some of these. And I have the scraps. I have what was left because Hobby Lobby kept running out of this ribbon. I would go and buy like every roll they had. And then the next week, they would get another truckload in and it would only have a few rolls and I'd go buy all of that too. So I have what's left. Okay, so make sure you put your letters in order. White paint somewhere. BLOOM. Thank you. You struggled. It is a struggle. It's such a struggle. And I feel like I apologize all the time, but it's not, I don't know. It's part of me. Okay. So you can see on the back, if you'll take a pin or something and just poke a hole through, then you can go from the front and you can like push whatever it is through that hole so that then you're going to be able to put your ribbon and your twine through there. Okay, so that's how we're going to do those little parts. So I'm going to do both of these to get those holes back. Laura, I'm so glad you like it because I absolutely adore it. Okay, so I'm going to, same thing, I'm going to push those back through. If it rips a little bit, it's okay. Nobody's going to notice. We're going to have ribbon up here and twine. But so one is going to go on one side and one is going to go on the other side. So now we're going to take our twine. I'm going to find the middle of my twine. Just going to put the two ends together. And then I'm going to find my middle. Okay, so this middle, I'm going to mark by dipping it in a little bit of white paint. Okay, I'm going to get most of it off, but I can still see that white paint. So since I have an odd number of letters, this is going to go right in the middle of that middle letter. All right, so you can string it and then just pull that piece. I'm going to go, I don't want to do this. I want to go from the front to the back. That's what I want to do because I don't want the string to be in the middle right here. If you want the string to be in the middle, go from the back to the front. I go to the front to the back, and I'm just going to pull this until I get to that piece that I just marked. So that white piece is going to go right in the middle of that letter. So right back here is that piece. And then I'm just going to start threading the rest of my pieces. So I go down here. I don't know who said it so beautiful, but thank you. I love it. And I'm glad that you do too. Right, and then string the next. So you're just going to keep stringing. And if this part gets too frayed, One of y'all gave me a good tip last month. You said to use tape and wrap it around there. I did not do that on here just because I knew I had plenty that if I need to snip the edge a little bit and to be able to keep going, I can do that. So if this gets too rough, I'll just snip it. Let's see, get something and push this through. Okay, so we've got part of our letters. I'm going to move these kind of over to the side. And now we're going to do the others. 3 more. I loved the gold with the twine. I just felt like it was just kind of rustic and pretty. And then this way. And back up through here. Okay. So now I've got all of my letters strung. Can I see that? Got all of those done. I'm going to set these down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start at one end, and we're going to thread these ribbons through each one of the holes. So I just kind of fold it over. The hardest ones are going to be these, and you're going to want to go from the front to the back because these have the paper underneath them. Uh-oh, sorry, I'm not in the camera. So that hole is just a little bit tighter. But you're just going to take them, bring it so it's even on, oh, there we go, even on both sides. And then you're just going to tie a knot. And this is wired ribbon, so it'll stay. You can pull it up if you want to. You could tuck it. You can do whatever you want with it, but it will stay. So now I have this. If you want to dovetail your ends, if you want to dovetail your ends, you just set your piece together and you kind of cut a little triangle out of it. So go from the outside to the inside, and you can cut just a tiny triangle. I'm going to set that against there so you can see that. Laura, that is so funny. Laura says when she opened the box, the first letters that she saw were the L and the B, and she thought, how did she know my middle name is Beth? That's so funny. I stalk you. Just so you know, I stalk you. That's how. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so let me move this. I feel like there we go. Okay, that should be better. Now I can use this whole little area. Okay, so I'm just going to do that for all of the rest. And then, friends, we're done. We have an adorable spring project ready to hang up, gift if we want to. I would spray if you're going to be, if you want this to last long term, I would spray your flower pot, this part, with a clear gloss, which I have one that I recommend. It's in my Amazon affiliate store for door hangers, and it is Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover, and it's just a clear coat that is, oh, I'm going to cut my fingers off while I talk to you. It's just a clear coat that is non-yellowing. So that is what I recommend. So I'm just going to do all of these. Y'all can ask questions. Let me know if y'all have ideas for projects. If you're like, oh, I really wish we could do something, similar to this, or you see something that you like. I don't want to copy someone else's idea, but we can make it our own. So y'all just let me know if you see something. Because I saw this scrapbook paper and I thought, I have to turn this into a project. Do you know, I've had this up in my house now for about 3 weeks. And I kept thinking it's snowing outside. And here I have spring. My mantle is decorated for spring. Because I was taking the reveal pictures and for marketing purposes. And so, yeah, I've been ready for spring for a few weeks. So this is kind of just the tedious part, but you could sit in front of the TV and tie all of these little pieces. I am dovetailing mine just because I feel like it looks a little bit more finished. Man, my hands are filthy. Got paint everywhere. Okay. And then this. And then this. So y'all heard my kids drop in a few minutes ago. We have Amazon Alexas like all over our house and over here. And so if I'm over here working in the afternoon and they get home from school, they start dropping in like every 3 or 4 minutes asking like, can they have a snack? One of them is fighting with the other one. One's not being nice, like all the things. And I told one of my friends earlier, I'm like, I'm gonna put you on mute. Put you on mute. It gets a little bit annoying sometimes, but I am glad that we have that technology where I can be over here and they can just drop in and they need something. So it was funny because he didn't realize he's my little protector and he didn't realize that I was live or else he would have never dropped in. He would have been so nervous. And I'm like, oh no, I can't. Mom, y'all got to be quiet. Mom's going live. They're used to me going live next door, but it's so nice being able to go live in the studio now. Finally having internet. Just took me like 4 months to get it over here. Three letters down, or 3 piece pendants. Gosh, I love this. It's so pretty. Okay. 4 more to go. Need to grab some more ribbon, cut some more pieces. I love the gold with the turquoise too. I'm glad y'all like that. And I found this gold ribbon and it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but it was the only gold that I could find that actually shimmered and had the like gold glitter look to it. And so I felt like it needed that last little bit of shimmer. So that's why I went with this one. But gold ribbon is hard to find. I didn't realize like I could find like gold, like yellow gold, but I couldn't find gold glittery shimmer. But I love that this will take y'all, I mean, this will take you into summer with the bright colors if you want it to. I wanted to talk to some of you about the retreat. I've had a couple emails and I haven't messaged back yet because I've been trying to figure out exactly how we can do this. So I really want to have the retreat. I'm dying to meet all of y'all in person. And it's supposed to be April 24th. Okay. Oh, thank you. So I want to have it April 24th, but COVID is still going on. Like we're still in full swing, which makes me so very sad for many reasons. Selfishly, because I want to hug all of your necks and I want to see all of you. But I guess what I need to know from you is, A, are you planning to come, COVID or not? B, do you want to be able to sit at tables and craft with like 5 or 6 other people? Or are you going to only feel comfortable if you're able to social distance from everyone and not, because I know at restaurants, like you can have 8 or 10 people. I can't remember in Ohio. I'll have to look at the exact guideline. But I know you can have like 8 or 10 people at a table. So like I could go with my friends and we could all eat dinner together. So I want to know, do y'all want it like that, where you can make some friends and we can sit around and kind of craft together? Or do you want it to only be at a table with people that you came with if you bring a friend? That question did come up too. Could you bring a friend? Yes, you have to pay if you bring a friend. You're free. Your craft supplies are all included, all of that. The only thing you'll have to pay for is transportation and room and board, and then food. I'll do the craft projects, and we're going to have at least 2, maybe 3. Haven't 100% nailed that down yet. It'll kind of depend on all this COVID stuff. So y'all let me know what you're most comfortable with. We were talking about it today at the studio, and if we have it here, depending on how many people we have, if we are able to have it here, which I would love to bring y'all into the studio, we could always hang clear shower curtains. I know a lot of restaurants are doing that between the tables. Let me know if that's something too that we need to worry about. I guess I just need input because I don't want anyone to feel left out. I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. I want to be respectful of whatever precautions you want to take. And if you want to bring a friend, if you're wanting to come and you're wanting to bring a friend, just shoot me a message and I can let you know a rough ballpark of what that cost would be. It's not going to be a ton, but I do have to, cover the projects and any other, like I'm going to do door prizes. Got lots of door prizes. And don't laugh. I have been saving my rejects. Like if I cut a door sign and like, I don't know, I had one that like the little greenery part on the carrot got cut off or a little bit of it got cut off. And so I took my jigsaw and I just kind of made it look like it would be fine. You could paint it. Nobody would know. I've been saving all of those. And I'm either going to do like a $5 blank sale for any imperfect blanks, or I may raffle them off as door prizes because that would give y'all extra things to take home and paint. So no one's commenting, so I don't know if y'all have any input on the COVID guidelines. Just let me know. And y'all can send me, you can send me an email too if you want to talk that way. If you have specific things that you want to say, maybe you don't want to say them in the group. I get that. Totally get that. All right. This is my last ribbon. I'm going to cut it. And then we are going to, there we go. Now we're ready to hang. Let's see. Hold on just a second. Close. Okay, somebody said they're in. Who said they're in? Tell me who said it. I'm guessing it's Belinda Taylor. I'm going to guess that it's Miss Belinda. All right, so let me do a quick recap. This is what we made. We made this adorable little floral teapot with all of the beautiful, very fragile flowers. Okay. And then we made this banner that coordinates with the floral flower pot. Oh, it was Alicia. So here is the floral banner that coordinates. All right, friends. So I hope that y'all love that. Next month's project, Alicia's already seen. Okay. So was that you, Belinda? Who is that's commenting now? I'm not able to at this time. Okay. All right, friends. Well, I can't wait to see all your projects. Make sure you use your hashtag. Share it on your personal page if you feel comfortable. That way you can get some referrals and you can get bonuses in your next box. I just need to know if you refer someone, if they sign up, so that I can ship you a bonus in your next box. And I will see you guys later. It's 8:30 my time. I'm about to run next door and make some breakfast for dinner. And I promised my daughter that we would start a movie tonight before bed. So I'm going to do that quickly. But thank y'all so much for joining me. And okay, somebody says I'm really wanting to participate in the retreat. Who is that? Y'all have to let me know, because some of you it shows me and others it doesn't. So hopefully when I get on later and I can go back and see the comments, hopefully it'll show me who it was. All right, loves. Y'all have a great day. Remember to invite your friends, and we will open for the next box membership, 20 new spots, March 5th through the 10th. So can't wait to show y'all sneak peeks. Bye, ladies. Love y'all.